I went back to the book. Tomalifine and slow silver, it said, were contrafusives. That meant slow silver attracted and confined magic, and tomalifine repelled it. When mingled, they exploded. I closed the book and set it aside. In a box under the table where Nevery couldn't see it, I had stoppered a vial of tomalifine crystals, and I had a little lockbox with a few drops of slow silver in it that I'd nicked from Nevery's workroom. I brought out the vial and the lockbox. The book said that very small amounts of slow silver and tomalifine caused very small explosions. Just puffs of smoke, really. Clear as clear. Nevery didn't want me doing pyrotechnics. But he wouldn't notice a puff of smoke, would he? With the raggedy sleeve of my apprentice's robe, I wiped out the teacup and set it on the table. Then I tipped in a few crystals of tomalifine, careful not to get any on my fingers. I didn't have a key for the lockbox, so I pulled out my lockpick wires, snick-picked the lock, and opened it. The slow silver swirled at the bottom of the box. As I set the lid back, it crept up the sides, almost like it was trying to escape. I tapped the box, and the slow silver slid back to the bottom again. I dipped the end of one of my lockpick wires into the slow silver. A mirror-bright bead clung to it as I lifted it out. Carefully, steady hands, I brought the slow silver to the teacup and tapped it from the end of the wire. Like a drop of water landing on sand, it splattered into the center of the little pile of tomalifine in the bottom of the cup. I held my breath and bent closer to see. The slow silver soaked into the tomalifine. I counted 1, 2, 3. With a pop, the cup shattered. A whirl of fizz-green sparks flung me away from the table and fountained up to the ceiling, then swarmed round the room, crashing from wall to wall. I scrambled to my feet. On the table, the vial of tomalifine cracked open like an egg, spilling green crystals across the tabletop. The box of slow silver tipped over, and a silver-bright snail crept out. "No!" I shouted, and grabbed for the slow silver. It squirmed out of my fingers, and I ducked as the sparks flew over my head again. Whoosh! The slow silver reached the tomalifine. They mingled. In a corner of the ceiling, a whirling ball of sparks and fire gathered, then streaked across the room, knocked the table over, and slammed into me. At the same moment, the mingled elements exploded. I lay flat on the floor and ducked my head. White fire and crackling sparks filled the room. And so did the voice of the magic. "Damrodello deseldesh," it began, the words vibrating low and slow in the bones of my arms and legs. "Elarianvar," it went on, faster and higher, the words rattling around in my skull. Then a shriek that made my teeth hurt. "Arianvar liar denliash." Then silence.
To the Magisters Hall, Wellmet, from Nevery Flinglass. Because you are clearly unwilling or unable to understand what happened when Dusk House was destroyed, I will explain it to you yet again. The explosion at Dusk House was not, I repeat, not a pyrotechnic experiment gone awry. Pyrotechnics had nothing to do with it. Underlord Crow and the wizard Pettivox, who betrayed us all, built a device, a massive capacitor created, using large amounts of slow silver, to attract then imprison the city's magic. The reason, Magisters, you have found no evidence of the existence of this device is because it was completely destroyed in the explosion, which also destroyed Dusk House and killed Pettivox. My apprentice and I have speculated on the reasons why Crow attempted this magic thievery. Perhaps it was a move to seize control of the city. Perhaps he had